26. Answer the following. A. What are the obligatory functions of the state? B. Name any two things on the origin of the state. Answer. A. Obligatory functions of the state. Protection of boundary, maintain internal peace, protection of rights, implementation of justice. B. Theories on the origin of state. Divine right theory, evolutionary theory, most acceptable. Social contract theory, power theory. Write any two. 27. Prepare short note on A. Electronic banking, e-banking. B. Core banking, centralized online real-time exchange banking. Answer. A. Electronic banking. Electronic banking is a method by which all transactions can be carried out through net. Anytime banking, anywhere banking, net banking, mobile phone banking, etc. are part of electronic banking. For this, the assistant of the bank employees is not required. Bank account and net banking facility alone are required for this. B. Core banking. Core banking is the facility which is arranged in such a way that the branches of all banks are brought under a central server so that banking service from one bank to another is made possible. 28. Explain the following. A. Features of permanent land revenue settlement. B. Mahalwari system. Answer. A. Permanent land revenue settlement. Implemented in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. Lord Cornwallis, British Governor General, introduced this system. In the permanent land revenue settlement, the tax was collected by Semindars. Semindar was the owner of the entire land where he had the jurisdiction to collect tax. While the Semindars become the owners of the land, the actual farmers become tenants. Farmers were to pay up to 60% of the yield as tax. Tax was to be paid even the time of poor yield. The tax was to be paid in cash strictly before the cut-off date. Before introducing this system, tax could not be paid in kind. B. Mahalwari system. Implemented in northwest India. The village headman was assigned the responsibility to collect tax. The tax rate was too excessive. The entire village, Mahal, was considered as a single unit for tax collection. 29. Write short notes on A. Greenwich Mean Time GMT. B. Indian Standard Time IST. Answer. A. Greenwich Time GMT. The 0-degree longitude is known as the Greenwich Meridian. Time is calculated worldwide based on the Greenwich line. Hence, this is known as the prime meridian. The local time at the prime meridian is known as the Greenwich Mean Time. Based on the Greenwich meridian, the world is divided into 24 zones, each with a time difference of 1 hour. These are known as time zones. B. Indian Standard Time. The longitudinal extent of India is from 68 degree east to 97 degree east. The 82.5 degree east longitude, which passes almost through the middle, has been fixed as the standard meridian of India. The local time along this longitude is generally considered as the standard India. This is known as the Indian Standard Time. 30. Explain the features of fascism. Answer. Features of fascism: antagonism to democracy, opposition to socialism, glorifying the nation, adoring the purity of race, justifying war, diffusion, aggressive nationalism, defying the past. 31. Prepare a note on cash crops in India. Answer. Cash crops in India. Cash crops are those having industrial and commercial significance. For example, fiber crops. Example, cotton, jute. Beverage crops. Example, tea, coffee. Spices, example cardamom, pepper. Other crops, example sugarcane, rubber. 32. Describe the problems caused by the lack of civic consciousness. List the important factors which determine civic consciousness. Answer. Problem caused by lack of civic consciousness. A society lacking civic consciousness will become weak. For maintaining the unity and integrity of a nation, people having civic consciousness are unavoidable. A society with civic consciousness can only solve the problem of the society. Factors which determine civic consciousness: family education, organization, social system, and political system. 33. Analyze the non-cooperation movement based on the following hints. Characteristics of non-cooperation movement: Indian society's response to Gandhiji's appeal, Chauri Chaura incident. Answer. Non-cooperation movement. Characteristics of non-cooperation movement: lawyers shall boycott court, the public shall boycott foreign products, boycott elections, returning the British awards and prizes, denial of taxes, students shall boycott English schools. Constructive programs. People began to make indigenous products, spin khadi clothes using chakra, establish national schools and popularize Hindi. Indian society responded to Gandhiji's appeal for non-cooperation. Farmers in Awadh refuses to pay taxes. The tribal groups in northern Andhra entered the forest. Forest producers violating the forest laws. Farmers in Uttar Pradesh refused to carry the students, quitted colleges and schools run by the British. The public, including women, burned foreign clothes on the streets. Workers struck work. Lawyers boycotted courts. Chauri Chaura. In responses to the police firing at mob at Chauri Chaura in Uttar Pradesh, the villagers set ablaze the police station and 22 policemen died. 34. Prepare notes on the following. A. Any two planetary winds. B. Any two global pressure belts. Answer. Planetary winds. The winds developed between the global pressure belts. A. Trade winds. Winds blow from subtropical high pressure belts to equatorial low pressure belt are called trade winds. They blow from northeast trade wind in the northern hemisphere and southeast trade wind in the southern hemisphere. The zone where the two pressure belts converge together is called Intertropical Convergence Zone, ITCZ. B. Westerlies. Blow from subtropical high pressure zones to subpolar low pressure zone. Direction of these winds is mostly from west, stronger in southern hemisphere due to vast expanse of ocean, known as roaring 40s, 40 degree latitude, furious 50s, 50 degree latitude, and shrieking 60, 60 degree latitude. C. Polar easterlies. Blow from polar high pressure belt to subpolar low pressure belt. Blow from the cast in both the hemispheres. 34. Explain the causes and consequences of American War of Independence. Hints: Mercantilist law, thinkers, First and Second Continental Congresses, influence of American War of Independence. Answer. Causes and consequences of American War of Independence. Mercantilist laws. Policy implemented by the British merchants with the help of their motherland in the American colonies is known as mercantilist law. Main principles of mercantilist laws. The goods to and from the colonies must be carried only in British ships or ships built in the British colonies. Products of the colonies like sugar, wool, cotton, tobacco, etc. could only be exported to England. British stamp must be affixed on all the legal documents, newspaper, pamphlets, license, etc. Colonies must provide food and quarters for the British troops which were maintained in the colonies. Import tax must be paid for the import of tea, glass, paper, etc. Thinkers: James Otis, no taxation without representation. John Locke, everyone has some fundamental rights. No government has the right to suspend them. Thomas Paine, there is something absurd in supposing a continent, North America, be perpetually governed by a foreign power, England. First and Second Continental Congress. First Continental Congress. The delegates of all the colonies except Georgia met at Philadelphia in 1774 to protest against the policies and rules imposed by England. It is known as the First Continental Congress. The colonies submitted a petition to the King of England. They demanded the revocation of the regulations enforced on industry and commerce and not to impose tax without the approval of the people. Second Continental Congress. The Second Continental Congress held at Philadelphia in 1775 elected George Washington as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army.